In all of our word problems today, we're going to be solving exponential equations that are equal to a number. So reminder, here are the steps we've used in previous videos. 1. Isolate the exponential part. 2. Put a natural log in front of each side, which is the same thing as converting. All of these equations are going to be using e's as your base, so we're going to be using natural logs the whole time. 3. Simplify using properties 3 through 5 of logarithms. 4. Type it into your calculator. And 5. Solve for x. So in these first few examples, we're going to be given the equation, but in the next video, we're going to have to create our own equation. Example 1. Omar places a bottle of water inside a cooler. As the water cools, its temperature, C of t, in degrees Celsius is given by the following function, where t is the number of minutes since the bottle was placed in the cooler. Omar wants to drink the water when it reaches 13 degrees Celsius. How many minutes should he leave it in the cooler? All right, so we have this equation here that tells us the temperature of the water, and our time here, our t value tells us time. So we're trying to figure out when is the whole temperature equal to 13. So when is this equation equal to 13? All right, we have an exponential equation here. We're just going to solve it like we would normally. So that means we need to isolate our exponential piece. You always subtract before you divide, so I'm going to subtract my 6 over to the other side. And then divide by 14 to get that e raised to the exponent by itself. All right, now, step 2, we're going to convert, which is the same thing as putting a log in front of both sides. E raised to this exponent, e is my base, so I'm going to use natural logs in front of both sides. Which means over here on the right-hand side, natural log is base e, and the base of my exponent is also an e, so they cancel each other out, and I'm left with just natural log of 1/2 equals your exponent now becomes just a normal basic part of your equation. Everything over here on the left-hand side is just calculator buttons. We can type that into our calculator to figure out what that number is because there's no x or anything. It's just a natural log and a number. So you should have a natural log button and you can type in 1/2 or 0.5 to get that decimal answer. And now solve for t, which means I need to divide my negative 0.04 over to the other side and figure out what that answer is. My final answer is 17.33. Time is measured in minutes. And we're done. So recap, they gave me this equation. I set the equation equal to 13 and then solved. Isolate your exponential. So I subtracted and then divided. Convert, which means put a natural log in front of both sides and then simplify over here on the right. All of this on the left is calculator button, so I typed it in and then I divided by negative 0.04. Make sure you include units because this is a word problem. Example 2. The number of milligrams D of H of a certain drug that is in a patient's bloodstream H hours after the drug is injected is given by the following function. When the number of milligrams reaches 21, the drug is to be injected again. How much time is needed between injections? So we're given this equation for the amount of the drug in your blood system, and we're asked to figure out when the equation is equal to 21. When, hours, how many hours? So we're looking for H. So when is our amount 21? When is our milligrams, when is my equation equal to 21? And I'm looking for when, so I'm solving for H. So just like before, I want to isolate my exponential piece, so I'm going to divide my 50 over to the other side. I want to convert this, so put a natural log in front of both sides to get rid of my exponent. On the left-hand side, this is going to stay natural log of 0.42, but on the right-hand side, my natural log, which is base e, and my e base of my exponent cancel each other out. The right-hand side is just calculator buttons, so I can type that into my calculator. And now solve for h, so I need to divide my negative 0.2 over to the other side. And I should get 4.34 hours.